Dynamic can please step to the stage.
Oh, down one more.
This
Floating
one?
meeting controls that. Boom.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, and that should be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Good. Awesome. So we're the Dynamic team. We're really excited to be here and talk a little bit about what we did this semester.
Awesome. So first, we're going to start off with some brief introductions. My name is Adina Gunterman, and I'm graduating this semester with a bachelor's in sustainability, as well as a certificate in sustainable food systems.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alexandra Pesternikova. I am a sophomore here at ASU, and I am studying sustainability and psychology.
Hello, my name is Madison Harris. I'm a junior here at ASU, and I'm studying business sustainability and urban planning.
And I'm Lucas Gutierrez. I was the project lead for this project, and I'm finishing my first year doing the Master's in Sustainability Solutions program at ASU.
Okay, so why are we even doing this project in the first place? What's the problem? So to give just a general overview, the residential sector consumes 20% of all energy, which is obviously a pretty significant chunk. And of that 22%, only 7% is coming from renewable energy sources. So with this, obviously, there's a lot of potential for growth when it comes to sustainability and residential households. And not only that, but cities and utilities companies are actually offering different programs, rebates, incentives to help these homeowners make their homes more sustainable. But unfortunately, there's a bit of a disconnect between those resources and the people that can utilize them. So our job is to kind of bridge that gap.
Partnership with Dynamic to play. So Dynamic Real Estate is a real estate tech company that's trying to use the power of data to make investing easier and smarter for everyday people that maybe don't know everything about investing in real estate. And sustainability comes right into play with that. We just talked about energy, but also water, waste management. There's so many things that houses and homeowners can do to be more sustainable. And so our project was aiming to bridge that gap and help people understand what they can do. And the QR code to Dynamic's site, you can take a look at more about what they do.
All right, so in terms of real estate, there's a lot that we can do to improve on our sustainability. And so last semester's Dynamic cohort created an ebook guide talking about sustainability in short-term rentals. And they also did a lot of research on general property sustainability. And so for our project team this semester, we wanted to focus more on the homeowner and investor aspect. And so our vision looking ahead into the future is that the Dynamic RE project team has made sustainable utility resources easily accessible, understandable, and actionable for homeowners and real estate investors to pursue. And our mission is to expand access and understanding of the local utility resource landscape to homeowners and real estate investors via publicly accessible media. And so in order to achieve the goals that are outlined in our vision and mission statements, we use objectives and key performance indicators to organize our plan. And so our first objective was to reach out to Arizona utility companies and local municipalities for interviews. And we wanted this to be our first step because we knew that with a short time frame, it would be pretty tricky to get responses and interviews on time. And this ended up being an ongoing process for us. And as the project went on, we kept reaching out to people to get responses. Our second objective was to create a list of questions that we could utilize during the interviews. So we did a little bit of background research first to get a scope of what was already out there so that we could ask the appropriate questions. And we had one set of questions for the utility companies and one set of questions for the municipalities. Our third objective was to actually execute these interviews and record them. And we were aiming for a total of about 3 to 5 interviews. Our fourth objective was to take these interviews and edit them into 3 separate videos. Our first video is giving context to the audience, talking about the general sustainability goals of the utility companies. The second video is specific to the tools, the rebates, the sustainable resources and programs that homeowners can actually use. And our final video is how homeowners can take action on all of this. And so it's answering the question of how homeowners and real estate investors can improve on their sustainability. And our last and final objective was to publish all of these videos onto Dynamic's YouTube page and other media.
So our project objectives closely align with Sustainable Development Goal number 11, which is sustainable cities and communities, as well as goal number 12, responsible consumption and production. And so those who are unfamiliar, the Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the SDGs, are a set of 17 global goals set forth by the United Nations. So within sustainable cities and communities, target 11.3 addresses the need to enhance sustainable urbanization and human settlement planning. So this connects back to our product objectives as educating homeowners on the various energy and water rebates available to them enhances sustainable urbanization. Further, target 11.B emphasizes the importance of resource efficiency as well as adaptation and mitigation to climate change. So again, this connects back to our project as we hope that educating consumers and homeowners on to take advantage of the utility rebates and resources will create a positive environmental effect. Additionally, target 12.2 addresses the need for resource efficiency. So this can be achieved through a project objective considering that educating consumers on sustainable water or energy conservation tactics improves overall resource management. And lastly, target 12.5 highlights the importance of waste reduction, prevention, and recycling. So again, this connects back to our objectives as homeowners are more likely to take advantage of recycling programs and initiatives when they are aware of the resources that are available to them.
We're just going to take you through our process a little bit and give you some of the numbers throughout our process this last semester. So our first step was to research these organizations. We ended up researching 2 utilities companies, which is APS and SRP here in the Valley, and then 6 municipalities, including Phoenix, Tempe, Mesa, and a few others. So we figured that not having just the private companies, but also including those public resources as well would be helpful for homeowners. After that, we had to actually reach out to these organizations. So we ended up reaching out to 18 contacts amongst the organizations. And from those 18, we got 13 responses. Of these 13 responses, some of them were redirecting us to other people. And there was a lot of us moving around the different organizations. As you can probably assume, these are busy people, and sometimes they want to pass on the work to someone else. Totally understandable. And with that, we actually have 2 interviews scheduled for the month of May as of right now, but it's still an ongoing process.
So a little bit about lessons learned. It's really hard to schedule meetings with people, especially like an hour-long interview. People are really busy, 40-hour weeks. They don't have a lot of time often to just some time to interview. So doing that with a lot of scheduling ahead or sweetening the deal in some way, like in any way, will make it a lot easier to get these people going.
Yeah, and another lesson that we learned is that brands can be hesitant to be on public record for these types of interviews, which is also understandable. For instance, as I mentioned, we reached out to APS, which is a private company, and we had an interview set. We were all ready to go. We were about to do the interview. And once we sent the consent form, they kind of got cold feet and shied away a little bit, which again is understandable. They are a private company. They have certain communications that they need to make very clear. They have certain brand standards that they need to uphold. And because of that, it can be difficult, especially in the short time frame that we had to offer.
So how can you get involved? Well, you can check out some of the resources that are available to you through your utility company or your local municipality. To name a few programs, SRP's Shade Tree program offers customers up to 2 free desert adapted trees to plant in energy saving locations around your home. The city of Tempe offers a variety of water conservation rebates, ranging from landscape conversion rebates to high efficiency toilet and irrigation rebates. Additionally, APS offers different energy conservation rebates to customers, such as upgrading to a smart thermostat or installing a smart irrigation system. These are just a few of the many resources, tools, and rebates that are available to you, so we hope that you check them out. So if you're interested in learning more, we encourage you to scan this QR code and it'll take you to Dynamics resource page where you can browse through the different tools, rebates, and resources that are available to you.
And with that, thank you so much for listening to our presentation. We just want to say thank you to Major and Michael for being great mentors and partners throughout this project. I don't know where we would be without them. So thank you very much. And those are little LinkedIn, not little, they're our LinkedIn usernames. So feel free to add us. We'd love to network with you. And so other teams, you've been asking the questions, or you were supposed to. We're going to ask you some questions instead. We're going to flip it up a little bit. So because we haven't, we've got the interview scheduled, we're still, we want to make this as accessible and actionable as possible. So we want to hear from the audience, homeowners, investors. What would you want to see in this video? What would make it more actionable? That like things that you want to see that would make it, useful for you. And if you don't raise your hand, I will pick someone. I'm going to go with the gentleman in the glasses over there. Hold on, because I think the Zoom people can't hear you.
So as a homeowner, there's a lot of the utility companies that have a lot of different rebates, but it's not easy to find. So kind of like a cheat sheet would be neat, so you can see all the different things for each of the utilities that are available. I know inside the website, you'll find some spots for like, I have a Tesla, so there's a rebate for that, but that's nowhere near where like the water heater, type of rebates would be. So just some kind of a cheat sheet for each of the companies would be nice.
So we've actually got a great plug for that. Previous years, they kind of compiled a lot of what exactly you're talking about and geolocated it. So by cities, on if it's water, waste management. And if you go back a couple slides, I think it's just one slide, 2 slides.
It was this QR
This QR code. It has a list of all the different stuff that SRP, APS, water, all the different resources that are available. These constantly change every year, so it might be different, but they try to keep it updated, so make sure to take a look. We also didn't answer the question. I guess didn't ask the question. What would you like to see? Something like that. Okay.
We also
Where to
have
find that
Deanne
information.
from Zoom who'd like to go.
Yeah.
Yes,
go for it.
I would like to suggest that if you focused on the student high rises around the campus with some energy saving tips for the residents, you could really make an impact on student budgets. And with thousands and thousands of students living in high rise scenarios, as my daughter Rachel does, it may be beneficial because it's very difficult to get multiple apartment dwellers maybe on the same page. So that might be beneficial to help students to save money and to save energy.
That's a good point. So not even like homeowners, but also renters and everybody in the market that, which is hopefully the people. Great. If anybody else has anything else they'd like to see. What would you hear from your local municipalities? Like what are you curious about what they're doing? Especially people. Again, Mike. Sorry to put you on the spot.
Well, we're a couple. So I'll just say that we have 2 almost 10-year-old shade trees from the program, and that we do avail of energy rebates. Not a question.
Well, yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for coming and listening to our presentation.